As we have crews all across Metro Atlanta tonight digging a lot deeper into these voting issues, plus how officials plan to address them. John Shera kicks off our breaking team coverage tonight. He's live in Fulton County with the most issues by far. John?
This election center in northwest Atlanta is where Fulton County is now counting the votes, uploading the data from all those machines. It's going to take several more hours. It's already been a long day and night. Lines, hours long, 2, 3, 4 hours and more. Tonight, the Secretary of State and the Speaker of the Georgia House have ordered separate investigations into Fulton County's problems. The head of Fulton County's elections, Richard Barron, says he and his staff have already identified several areas for improvement for the November elections. Among the problems, he had to change 45 polling places at the last minute from locations that were shut down because of the pandemic. Then poll workers didn't show up suddenly, worried about the virus. Many poll workers who did show up were new and did not have full training to fix the problems with the new voting machines. And Barron promises to improve the absentee ballot process. Many voters saying they will have trouble trusting the election system, especially in Fulton County in November.
I think we're all a little skeptical about how that's all going to work, right? Because we feel like something funny happened. Did they just all want us here? Did they want us to get frustrated and not vote? What was the reasons why? I don't know.
And you think that you're actually taking an active part in bringing about some change, and you get here and it's like, I can't vote. You don't know if this is just negligence or if this is deliberate. You don't know where it's coming from. It's just really bad all around.
Fulton County's elections chief is promising to add more early voting sites in advance of the November elections. And of course, he's promising to cooperate with state investigators about what happened today.